Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is my third update for my project pan for 2023. So just a quick recap, I am doing this in the Team Project Pan style. I have a full range of products for just makeup, and I have one non-makeup item. I am doing this sort of quarterly refresh, so this is the exciting month where I am rolling a bunch of stuff out and rolling a bunch of things in. The reason why I decided to do that this year compared to previous years where I just really only would roll something out when I finished something or when I got fed up with something was because I've kind of looked at my collection and there's not a lot of items that I feel like I can reasonably finish this year. As well as I just wanted to really play with my collection. I'm on a no-buy right now. I want to feel like things are new and fresh and exciting with the makeup, and the best way to do that is I'm actually doing my weekly Shop My Stash. So that's where you're really seeing like the changes through my when I'm using each week, but I'm using that weekly Shop My Stash as well as my project pan at the same time, and it seems to work out pretty well. Some weeks it's a little tight. I did skip a few weeks there for a while, but yeah, let's get into the update. So the first thing I want to talk about is my setting mist. I was using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy Setting Mist, and this is done. She's done. I actually finished this a little while ago, maybe like a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half ago. I don't think 2 weeks ago. Anyway, I finished it. So we're gonna move, we're definitely rolling in a new setting spray. I'm at a point where I only have 4 setting sprays, I think, and 2 are the Urban Decay All Nighter, so that's like my OG. And then the other 2 I would just like to kind of finish up and roll out. So I'm not like super inundated with setting sprays, and I don't feel like I'm like pressured to finish any of them, if that makes sense. So last month this was 63.43 grams. It is now 61.43 grams. That's a difference of 2 grams. And in total, I used 22.83 grams. This was pretty low to start off with, so I'm not super surprised that I finished this up. I'll talk about the things that I'm rolling in at the end. So we're just going to get through everything that is for this past quarter. So the primer that I've been using the past 3 months is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. And this one's like moving along. Like if I really wanted to, I could keep going with this and finish it. But I'm going to roll it out because I just kind of want to go into something else. What I think I will do with this is in the last quarter will be my opportunity to sort of throw in things like this, like that I can definitely finish out or that I want to use again. Yeah, so last month this was 102.81 grams. We're now at 96.28 grams. That's a difference of 6.53 grams. And over the past 3 months, I used 16.85 grams. I find primers really easy to go through. The foundation that I've been working on is the ABH foundation. It's just their stick foundation, and this is in the shade Cool Beige, I want to say. I feel like I've done pretty good. I can't remember. I did mark in the book. Didn't use a whole lot of this. There's still quite a bit left. Obviously the side-by-side photos will show the difference. I don't love this. You know, if I were forced to, I might give this up. Like I might just say I'm done with it. But we'll see. Maybe this is one that I can bring back at the end of the year, and then maybe we can see how much of this we use, and then I might actually just like declutter this. It's okay. I don't love it. The only thing that's maybe good about it is kind of fast if I just want to throw it on and then sort of use a brush. But I prefer to use the product I'm going to talk about next for that. And I've actually used it a few times just over this in general. So that kind of tells me that I don't really like this. If my skin is great, it looks fine. But if there's anything wrong with my skin, it highlights all the wrong. Like if I've got like dry patches or like texture, this highlights all of it. So last month this was 36.43 grams. It's now 35.96 grams. That's a difference of 0.47 grams. And in total I used 1.62 grams, which is not really a whole lot from a foundation perspective. When I use liquid foundations, I tend to use them at a very similar rate to my primer or close to. So I tend to use between 3 and 5 grams of a liquid per month. So yeah, this is much slower for me to finish, or much slower for me to work through, which would be great if I love this product, but not great if I'm trying to finish it. So the concealer that I've been working on the past 3 months is this Merit. They call it actually a Perfecting Complexion stick. It's supposed to be in between like foundation and concealer, and I have been using it kind of like as a foundation sometimes. lipstick instead of this. I think I just like the texture of this a little bit better. It's a bit thinner, so it doesn't have as much coverage, but I feel like it doesn't emphasize like dry spots. Also, the tone of this is just a little bit better for me. This is in the shade Dune. I now, when I have it rolled down, it's like below the packaging, whereas before it was domed up. So this is a product that is taking a while to use, and I'm not mad. Although I have talked about that this is sort of like a clean beauty brand, so I'm a little worried it's going to get bad before I finish it. But I feel like the progress on this has been okay. But I am going to roll it out. It still smells okay. It doesn't seem like it's going off texture-wise. It seems fine too, so I'm pretty happy about that. That's what's left. That's how much is left. But I will put the side-by-side up anyway. As I'm talking, you will have seen the side-by-side. So last month, this was 38.67 grams. It's now 38.45 grams. So that's a difference of 0.02 grams. And in total, I used 0.72 grams of this. Next up was my setting powder that I'm using. This is also a foundation powder. So like today, I put my makeup on like, I don't know, 10 hours ago or something. Like it's been a while. Maybe not quite that long. Maybe 9 hours ago. And so I kind of wanted to spruce it up a little bit. So I just dusted a little bit of this on right before filming. And my goal was to hit pan on this in the 3 months. I thought I was going to come in as a disappointment today. And then this morning, when I used this product, we hit pan. I am so happy. It is a teeny tiny pan, but it is pan. I am so happy. I knew I was close to it, but I was like, aw, we're so close, but not close enough. But we are. We actually are close enough, so I'm happy. Makes me feel a bit more comfortable rolling this out and moving into something new. I really like this powder. I'm so mad at myself that I dropped this and it broke. Like it broke. Makes me so sad because I really like the packaging as well, but now that it's broken, I kind of really hate it. But I do really like this powder. I could see myself repurchasing this. I do like it a lot. Although I will say I feel like formula-wise, it feels very similar to the CoverGirl clean setting powder. So, you know, potentially I would just purchase the CoverGirl one because it's a lot more affordable. But I do like that there's a much better range of shades in this. So last month, this was 74.12 grams. It's now 72.75 grams. That's the difference of 1.37 grams. And in total, I used 2.88 grams, which I feel like for me, for a powder, is pretty good. Next up is my bronzer, and I was using the Rimmel Radiance Brick in 002 Medium. My goal for this was to sort of wear down the texture on it. And while, like, the photo, I'll put the side-by-side up, and the photo might not look like I really did that. In person, I definitely really did, I feel like. When I look at the middle of it, maybe not around the outside as much, but this used to have like they were almost like little tiny pyramids. They were much more pointed and domed, and I've really flattened that out in the middle. Like, even though you can still kind of see the lines, it's really, really flat in the middle. So I feel like I did pretty good progress on this guy, and I'm ready to roll it out. Last month, this was 41.82 grams. It's now 41.56 grams. That's a difference of 0.26 grams. And in total, I used 0.71 grams, which is okay. I feel like some of these, like the face products, especially the blush, bronzer, and highlight, I'm a bit slower in using on the project panning side because I feel like they're products I really want to use on my weekly Shop My Stash. Whereas like the foundation side or like the face side, it's like I might use the weekly stuff once, maybe twice, but I feel more motivated to use like the face stuff, like the foundation face stuff, more regularly. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what my brain's been doing lately. So next up is my blush, and I was using this sample from Pure Anada that it was in like a little baggie, and I put it in this little tin from David's Tea, and it's done. Last update, this was like almost done. It was so close to being finished, actually close enough that there was no weight change. So last month this was 15.84 grams. It's still 15.84 grams. So that's a difference of 0 grams, but in total I used 0.13 grams. So I did finish this like way at the beginning of the month. Like I think in the first week of March I finished this. So I've been just taking the opportunity to like play with a bunch of other blushes. Again, there's really no blush that I am close to being done. The closest one is the Tarte Party Blush, which I was calling the Tarty Blush. But even then, like it just has a giant pan in it, but it's not close to being done. So yeah, I'm just kind of wanting to play with my blushes. I don't have any anticipation of actually finishing any other blushes this year. So, highlighter. So the highlight that I've been using the past 3 months is the Colourpop Super Shock Highlighter in Flexatarian. Again, another product that visually, this is like, like it's, it kind of maybe looks a little bit, like I'll show you the side-by-side photo. It might look like there is some use, like, but there's nothing, like when you look at it, which is good in the sense that like this would last forever, but I feel like I need such little product with this because it is so blingy. Like it is kind of a glittery highlight, which I don't really love on the day-to-day. So it has been a little tricky to use, and I've only been using like the smallest amount. Like I basically, well, I'll do it right now while we're on camera. I have a bit of the Benefit cheek, is it Benefit cheek leaders? Yeah, the cheek leaders. I have a little bit of Dandelion and Twinkle on. So I just like take my finger, do that. You can kind of see it on my finger, and then I just do this. And like that's enough. Like I'm like, ah! We got a lot of highlight on. So like I don't need very much product at all to get the shine that I want. And I feel like it's too much shine, and then I end up just taking my powder with a big brush. If you watch my last Get Ready With Me, that's what I did, because that's what I normally do with this, particularly because I feel like it's a little intense. So I'm happy to roll this out, because I think, again, highlighters, I don't have any anticipation of finishing any highlighter, I don't think, at all this year. So we're just playing with them and getting some use out of them. So last month this was 28.13 grams. It is now 28.1 grams. That's a difference of 0.03 grams. And in total, I used 0.15 grams. So like, so little. The next item is something that's going to stay in the project because I just want to use this to finish it up. This is the Sugar Kohl Eyeliner in 01 Blackout. And I've talked about in every previous video how impressed I am with this product, that I definitely will consider purchasing this in the future. It's very, very black, very pigmented, very long lasting. It's just a really, really nice eyeliner to use. So last month this was 4.86 grams. It's now 4.48 grams. That's a difference of 0.02 grams. And so far in total I've used 0.13 grams. But like I said, I'm just going to keep using this. I don't really want to rotate this out and bring in another black eyeliner, even though I do have like 4 or 5 other ones. So I do need to try, the goal is to try and finish 2 black eyeliners this year. And this is one of them that I want to finish. And then I'll have to figure out what other one I want to try and finish as well. It might be tricky to finish the second one when I think about what I have left. Maybe there is one that I think I might be able to finish. Next up is my mascara. This is the Heimish dailism Smudge Stop Mascara. I think, you know what, I was going to maybe hang on to this, but I think it's time to let it go. I've had it for a while and I've been using it quite a bit the past 3 months. I do have it on today, but I kind of like tried to throw on a bit of the Essence waterproof mascara, like the Lash Princess one on top, and I feel like now my lashes are just like crunchy, sticky grossness. So that didn't work out very well. But yeah, I do really enjoy this. You know what? I don't know. I think I might keep it for a little bit longer. I'm not ready to let it go. I feel like this is one that I want to keep through the summer, and then maybe at the end of summer I will let this one go. So last month this was 17.21 grams. It is now an even 17 grams. So that's a difference of 0.21 grams, and in total I used 0.79 grams of product. I am going to roll this out of the project though and bring in a new mascara, but I will keep this in my collection for a little while longer. I'm just not ready to let it go yet. So I go against my own rule in this project, and I have 2 products in the same category. I try not to do that because I've learned in the past, for me, it's just too much competition. But these I can use at the same time, and I pretty much every day use them at the same time when I use these. So the first one is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Universal Brow Pencil. Slow going, no weight change on this. 0.67 grams. Last month, still 0.67 grams. It's another brow product that just, I think that's just what they're like. But I know that there's progress on this. I have measured it. I look at it. I mean, I use it like all the freaking time. I am going to roll this out though and bring in a new pencil to use. And then the brow gel that I was using was the ABH Dip Brow Gel in medium. I think I said in my last video that I was going to just like maybe get rid of this after. I think I'm going to keep this in my collection just for a little bit longer. I think it'll be a toss at the end of the calendar year type product, or even maybe mid-calendar year. But I'm not, again, not ready. I'm not ready to throw it out just yet. Like, there's still product. I mean, I have to do a good, like, swirl, but there is definitely still product in there, especially, like, along the tip part. Like I would say it's somewhere down in here. I still have product in it. So yeah, I am going to roll it out of this project, but I'm going to keep it in my collection for just a little bit longer. But y'all got to remind me and tell me, and it's time to let it go. It's time to let it go at the end of the year. If I'm doing like my year-end empties and you don't see this in here, please tell me. Tell me off that I should get rid of it. So last month this was 11.88 grams. It is now 11.84 grams. That's a difference of 0.04 grams. And in total I used 0.15 grams in the past 3 months. And then I do have one product left. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's right in front of me. The lid on this is kind of gross, but this is the Soul Body Shimmering Dry Oil in Sangria. Again, I talked about in my last update that I'm kind of not really using this right now, but I wanted to keep it in the project to make little bits of progress. And then I intend to use this more in the warmer months, and I'm hoping to finish this up by like end of August at the latest. So I did use this, I think, twice this past month. It was 107.18 grams. It's now 105.61 grams. It's a difference of 1.57 grams. And in total, I've used 4.99 grams of this product. So the only two that are staying in the project are this and the eyeliner. Everything else is getting rotated out. So now let's talk about the new stuff that's going to come into the project. Although, again, if you watch my previous videos or you watch my weekly Shop My Stash, many of these are not going to be a surprise. Okay, first up is setting spray, and the setting spray I'm going to work on is this one. This is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist. This is my oldest setting spray, and while I don't really love this, like I don't think it does a whole lot to set my makeup, it's a nice refresher, and I typically like to use this to wet my brush to do like wet eyeshadow looks, or like the other week when I was using the brow powder, I was using this to wet my brush first before going into the brow powder. I really hate the sprayer on this. I don't know if it'll show on camera. Let's just... Even just the sound of it, it's a little intense. So what I'm going to do is, I have this packaging. I'm going to take what's in here, throw it in here, and then I'll take my measurement photo. So I haven't taken a measurement photo, and I haven't weighed it in this yet. I want to weigh it, and then I will pour it into here, and then I'll weigh the packaging again, and that should tell me how much product that I threw in here. I feel like I will probably go through this pretty quickly. I can't see it. I know I can see through this, I think, if I put it in front of a light, but we'll be able to see it through it in here. I would say it's probably going to fill up half the bottle, if that. So there's not a whole lot in this to go. So I'm happy to get that in this project and work it out. Primer, I did a last minute switch out on this. I was going to go for a certain primer and actually use it for the next 2 quarters, but I decided when I was looking at my primers that this guy's like so close. Thanks for honking. I live in the city, by the way. There's always lots of noise. So, like, there might be a lot of background noise in my video, and I don't even, like, acknowledge it because I tune it out most of the time now. So anyway, this is the primer that I'm going to work on because I'm so close to being finished. I think this will be finished in the month, probably even before the end of the month, potentially. And if that happens, I'll just roll in the next primer that I want to use. And like I said, the next primer I want to use for, like, probably the next... I want to use the next primer till I finish it, which I think will take me the next 2 quarters. So this is this is actually a highlighter. I forget the full name of this, but I'll put it on the screen. And this is in, oh God, I can't even read the shade name on the bottom. Something Glow. Anyway, I don't like this product. I don't mind the texture of it. I just don't like the smell of it. And as a highlighter itself, it just, to me, it's one that like if you put over foundation, it moves your foundation. If you want to just wear it like sort of on its own, which I rarely ever do anyway, I feel like it just wears away. Like I'll put it on, but it's one of those like you can just like rub it away. If anything, if I do use it as a highlight, I'll use it like as a double layer. I'll put this on and then I'll put a powder on top. But I just kind of decided I prefer to just sort of use this as a glowy foundation base before my primer. And it's got a very similar effect to the Becca Backlight priming filter, to be honest. So it's kind of like an easy transition, although I'm not getting a lot of variety. I don't feel like I'm staying with the glowy primers. It's fine. I do kind of want to finish this up, and I don't think it will take very long. I had a hard time picking a foundation. Again, most of my foundations are like not even close to being finished. And if I do want to finish one, I'd have to use it for like a good 6 months. And I really don't want to do that with any of my foundations right now. So I picked this guy because I just want to use this guy. I think I'll enjoy using this as a panning foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow in the shade 203. I did my video on all of these. This, I think I said was my favorite out of all three. I'm pretty sure I said this one was my favorite. I do like the finish of this. I like the way it looks on my skin. I would repurchase it. Although I remember when I purchased the second shade of this just to kind of test different shades. And I felt like it was hard to find, or felt like it was hard to find at the time. So I'm not sure if this is going away or not. I hope not, because I do like it. So that's the foundation that I have picked. The concealer that I have picked, it was like all nice and standy-uppy, and I like had all the product fall down so that I could take the photo, and then I laid it down when I put it in the box before I filmed. So now it's all a hot mess. But this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Ivory, and this is like the color is starting to separate, and I've seen a lot of people say that about this product. Like when I'm watching people like doing declutters and stuff, they're tossing it. I don't want to toss it because I do really like this. And there's not a whole lot left. I'd say it's somewhere down in like the bottom third. So I feel like I can finish this potentially in 3 months. If I don't finish it in 3 months, again, maybe I'll put it away and then bring it back in the last quarter and finish it up. But I might just roll it through, like if I feel like I'm super close. But yeah, I have a feeling I can use this up pretty well. I do like to even just use this as a day, like again, a day where I don't really want to put full foundation on, but I want a bit more coverage. I'll kind of dot this on and then put some powder on, and then away you go. So that is my concealer. Speaking of powder and go, the powder that I've picked, and again, I talked about this already, that this was the one that was going to go in. This is the Pure Anada, just their pressed powder foundation, a mineral foundation or mineral translucent powder. I forget the actual name of this. Just their translucent powder. But it's ever so slightly starting to smell off. So the goal is to try and hit pan on this, and then I'm tossing the powder because Pure Anada is a Canadian beauty brand. I do really like a lot of their products, but it is like an all-natural brand, which is good for people that do have like sensitivities. I think that is why they wanted to make it, because the owner had sensitivities to other cosmetics. But for me, give me the preservatives. I hang on to everything forever, so I'm okay with all the things that make it last longer. I don't have super sensitive skin, I would say. I think I just like a normal person. Like certain things will react with my skin, but I wouldn't say this now, knock on wood. I don't feel like I'm a super sensitive skin person. But yeah, the goal is to try and hit pan on this and then roll it out. Even if I don't hit pan on it and it's going, but I would feel good. I'd feel like I did a good job of using the product if I hit pan on it. Next up is my bronzer. Again, this was a last minute swap out. I couldn't make a decision. And this is one that maybe I won't keep for the whole quarter. I also might go against my own rule and bring in another bronzer, because I do have another bronzer that I really want to just finish up this year. It's like one of my favorite bronzers, but it's like one that I only use in the summertime. That's why I've had it for so long. So it's like I need to maybe use it from like May through to September to try and finish it. But that's not this one. This one is the Tower 28 bronzer. Similar to the powder, Tower 28 is like a clean brand. This is a cream product. I think they're a clean brand. This is a cream product. I would like to finish this up. I got this in March 2021, so like it's probably overdue. I'd just like to finish this one up. We'll see how it goes over the next 3 months. I hit pan pretty quickly. It's a tiny pan for me for bronzer. I can use, especially when summertime rolls around, once it gets a little bit warmer, I can definitely power through using this. So we'll see how it goes. Blush. So the blush I picked was the Rare Beauty blush. This is in the shade Nearly Natural. I forget the name of what was the name of this line? I quickly kind of typed in the products, but I didn't type in the full product name. So I'll put it on the screen. Hopefully I'll have been putting them on the screen. The goal for this one, again, is to try and hit pan. I've seen a lot of people hit pan on this because apparently I think it's a bit air. I think there's like an air bubble in the bottom of this. And the pan does have like a dip already. Like the dollop of cream blush, it's not like domed or anything. It kind of dips down. So I feel like I can do it. I feel like I can hit pan on that in 3 months. We'll see. I mean, I don't 100% know. Okay, let's keep moving along. So highlight. So I feel like I'm going to make better progress on this highlighter than I did with the Colourpop one. This is the Kevin Aucoin. I hope I say that name right. Kevin Aucoin. Kevin Aucoin. He's the one that has like the beauty books. I do want to buy his other book. Like there's Making Faces. I have the one. What's the one I have? I can't read the book name from here. I have one of the books, but I want the other one as well. Anyway, this is the Candlelight. They call this a Celestial Powder, and this is in the shade Candlelight. It was like a classic. I feel like this is a fairly gentle type highlight. Like I can probably load up on this a little bit. Again, goal is to hit pan on this. And I feel like I can combine this with other highlights. Like I feel like this will be easy to combine with like my weekly Shop My Stash highlights, and sort of double up on things or like mix things together. So I'm looking forward to playing with this one. It's not a favorite highlight, really at all. I kind of just want to use it. This is one that I do want to kind of like just pan for the sake of panning and finish it out because it's really not a favorite, but I don't dislike it either. Again, the eyeliner is going to be the Sugar eyeliner. The mascara that I'm going to work on is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. Over the past couple of weeks, doing my weekly Shop My Stash, I thought about doing the Sky High one. I really don't like it a whole lot. I haven't quite decided if I hate it enough yet, like the e.l.f. one where I said I'm done. I'm not done with it yet, but I might be like soon. I feel like it's one of those products where, you're like, why does everybody else love it so much? What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? I don't get it. This one I do like though. This one's more of a traditional bristly brush, traditional type formula, very basic. I don't think it's anything extraordinary, but I feel like I get a decent look out of it. So we're going to go with this guy for the next 3 months for my mascara. And then I am going to add in a lash primer. So I talked about this when I did this in my weekly Shop My Stash. This is the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. Again, I feel like this is just an extra unnecessary step. I have been playing with this on and off since I pulled this in my weekly Shop My Stash, I think 2 weeks ago. And I'm kind of like, is it really doing anything for me? Or is it just like adding, like I often use 2 or 3 layers of mascara. So is it just like another layer of mascara that's sort of an extra step? And I feel like when I put this on, it's kind of goopy. And so I take an extra spoolie and kind of wipe some of it off and then go in with mascara. I don't know. I need to play with it more. I need to like really focus on what I'm doing with it and see if there's a difference with using it. I kind of just throw it on and then I forget that I threw it on, and I feel like I feel like at least I am not, when you use something and then you're like, oh wow, that really made a difference. Like I don't feel that way. So clearly it's not blowing my socks off, but maybe it is marginally better and I just haven't noticed because it's just like, so it's not like a big difference. It's just a little bit of a difference. Anyway, and like I said with this product, like I don't really think I'm going to love it, but whatever, we're going to try it. And my idea was I'm going to use this for 3 months and then we're going to say goodbye to it because then I'll feel like I've properly used it. I've got my 3-month rule with the mascara that you're supposed to follow that I've done. I've used it and she's gone. So that is that. I feel like there was a long explanation about the primer. And then brow products. So again, we're going to do a twofer for brow products. I pulled in the McQueen, they call this the My Strong Auto Eyebrow Pencil. Very long name in this. It is a bigger brow pencil. I don't love the shape of it. And there's a ton of product in this. So like, yeah, I have no anticipation of finishing this up, but it's just one that I haven't used a whole lot. So we're going to go with this one for the next 3 months. And then the brow gel that we're going to go with for the next 3 months, which I like this one better than the ABH one. And this is the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Gel in the shade Taupe. Kind of feel like I want to try the other one, the glue one, because I'm one of those people that I want my eyebrows to be like, stick them right up. Because I feel like my brow hairs are kind of long and droopy, and it'd be much better if I could get them to stick up a little bit better. Maybe look like I have a bit more brow. So yeah, I do like this one better than the ABH one for sure. But I'm curious. I still don't. I think there's better out there that I might like. So those are the 2 brow products, and then the Soul Body thing, wherever I put that Soul Body thing, there it is. Oh, I put it on its side and all the glitteries. So this guy is still staying in. So yeah, whole new round of products to play with, which I'm pretty excited about. It's kind of nice to refresh it. Had I had products that I thought I could finish, I probably would have just done what I did previous years and kept powering through. But because everything is like not even close to being finished for most items that I have, it's like, let's just use them for a little bit and keep moving on. It actually takes some of the pressure off, I feel like, and does make using my weekly Shop My Stash easier. I think if I were trying to power through to finish things, I would find it really hard to use my weekly Shop My Stash stuff. But because it's like, we're trying to get good use out of things, but not necessarily finish them. As long as I'm using them fairly regularly in combination with the weekly Shop My Stash, it seems to be a good balance. It's working for me right now. I overthink these things way too much, I know. Anyway, if you like this video, feel free to give a little thumbs up down below. I'd really like to know how your project is going. I'm curious to know how you're doing it. Are you just doing a straight up, trying to finish some things? Are you doing like, rotations? Are you doing just specialized? Like I know some people just really like to focus on the like themed project pans. I haven't done any themed project pans this year. I do feel a little left out because I'm watching other people's videos and then they look fun. But I also am kind of glad that I don't have that pressure because I could not keep up with that pressure right now of doing those projects. Anyway, I hope you are doing well and I will see you sometime soon. Bye.